How are all my fly tires doing today? This is Pete here at Stonefly Fish, and we are getting ready to have some fun on the vise. I know I say that a lot, and I'm not sure how many of you believe me, but this is actually supposed to be fun, interesting, engaging, all that good stuff. And so today I'll show you how I have fun. So we are going to tie a crazy little stonefly here, and we're going to eliminate maybe the need to get crazy in the loop and all that and go simpler with an easier to use material. But what we're looking for is a new fun stonefly that is so buggy there's not a fish out there that can refuse it. So let's get into it. In the vise, I've got the Ahrex SA254. There's a big dog here. It's a size 2. That's big. So bead, 7.5 millimeter spawn, slotted football tungsten bead in the crayfish brown. And then to hold that bead in place, I've got 8 wraps of 0.025 lead-free wire. Let me get some thread going here. I've got some 6/0 Camel. 140D would be great. Would not go 8/0 or 70 denier on something this size, but hey, if that's your jam, by all means, I'm not gonna bust you for it. So just got some thread going here, really solidify those weighted wire wraps. So this bead on its own, right, has these points on each side, and by all means, we've seen some pretty cool stuff from other tires, and you can come in and hit that with a dot of a marker or a little bit of some colored UV resin, what have you, and really bring that bead itself into, another element. But if you think about it, like we've got these easy shrimp eyes, right? And this one happens to be transparent midnight purple, extra small. And it's not going to be perfect. At least I don't think. But wouldn't it be cute if you could tie that in and have that purple little pupil, if you will, just sit like that on that point of that bead? So I want to try it. I want to bring you along for that. So here we are. This is how I get in trouble or waste my nights, whatever you want to talk or call it. This is what I do. And so there we have it. So if you look at this from the top or bottom, it might not line up exact, but when you see it from the side, oh baby, good luck finding a fish that says, nah, I'm okay, I don't need to eat that. They're all going to eat it. There we go. So maybe not your definition of fun, but to me, that was fun. It's cool. Is it something that I'll use every single time? I don't know. We're not there. We're just having fun here, tying some flies, getting ready to go fish. And keep in mind, like, this is steelhead season right now. Steelhead will eat a big bushy stonefly, period. So you want to change this up, go with a big orange bead in the front, or go subtle with a hot spot. And here I've got some micro Squishenille in fluorescent orange. And all I'm going to do is try to create a little hot butt, if you will. And so it's very simple. We're just going to use a couple cute little wraps here. Nothing crazy. Like, that's it. That's all we need. So that's all we'll use. And this little hot spot, not only is it, of course, eye-catching. I mean, you can see it, they can see it, great. And so it brings their attention over. It happens to sit just above the barb, which if they're going to eat based off the hot spot, they're getting at that hook point. Win-win. All right, time for some legs. And for this first leg, if you will, this will become the tail. And very simply, we're going to veil that single leg around our thread, bring it up, solidify with a wrap or two. I separate, and then you can do these one at a time or both at the same time, doesn't matter. I'll be nice to you and tie that leg in and then this leg in. So because of where we put that hot spot, you see there's no possibility of these legs ever coming together. Like, this is just not an option for them. And yes, stonefly tails are for the most part pretty small. So we're not going for a huge tail here. A little movement. So already we have not tied a fly, but we have a lot of elements that are triggers and cause reactions on their own, be it eyeballs for recognition, hot spot for attention grab, and then movement of rubber legs again for excitement and attention grab. So we're adding triggers into this whole deal that are on their own successful. Put all those elements together, the finished product is deadly. So now let's get into our abdomen material or body material. And this is Variegated Chenille from Hareline. And the color on this one is black coffee, and the size, of course, is medium. And so just be mindful of your tie-in and all that good stuff. And then let's simply start wrapping this abdomen. And in true Stonefly fashion, we don't need a 2/3 body, we need half for the body. Half that shank is going to be dedicated for the abdomen. That's it. If there's any difficulty in Stonefly measurements, that's usually the first one that trips people up. They make sometimes too long of an abdomen or body in there. All right, so at this point we really only have a couple more things to get into this fly. Let's tie in this thoracic material. So I told you, you guys have seen me tie enough now. I am obsessed with shaggy dub and putting it in loops with dubbing, all this great stuff. Well, not everybody's thrilled with loops. Not everybody wants to, make these complicated deals. What if it was already in a chenille type product? Well, it is. There are many options. This is the one I'm going to use. Again, UV, and this is Life Flex Wrap, right, in brown. So that UV is going to just, of course, do what UV does and give some more bling off of that flash. And then the brown, of course, just follows with what we've got going on. I did trim out a little section here for a bit of an easier or cleaner tie-in. And so I'm going to get that just tied in, trim out this little bit of tag section that we've got. Don't need that in any part of that. And now, just finish tying that down. Our last element, and that's another leg. But on this one, I want it on both sides. And this doesn't have to be anything crazy exact. And so I'm going to do the legs the same way I would tie them for my Rocktober caddis. And you'll see here as we go. So I'm just going to pin this to like your side, right? And now it's kind of caught and it's stayed right there. So at this point, when I'm looking at this space left, I want one good wrap of this chenille before that first leg. So I'm not going to tie all the way back. I'm going to leave myself room for a wrap. And then the same thing in the front. I want space for, that last wrap to come in between the leg and that eye. So right about there. And then I have room in between the eye and leg for one more wrap of that chenille and leave myself plenty of room for that tie down area. So keep that in mind. This, if there's a difficulty part, I think this would be it. And so if that's the case, this whole thing is pretty simple. Nothing you can't do, nothing you haven't already done. Just putting it together maybe in a slightly different method. So I'm going to tie that leg in the exact same method or technique, way, whatever you want to call it. And then I will get all this thread in front of the legs, but still behind the eyes, like so. All right, so now we've got a mess, right? What am I going to do with all these legs? Well, if it really is a mess for you and it's too much to handle, come in, grab all these legs. I know there's one more hiding there. And simply take a loose wrap of thread and let it hang there. Do you see how all the legs are in front now? So come in, take my time, grab my chenille, see where I'm at, and get that first wrap handled. Ta-da, that's it. Undo that loose thread wrap. And now bring that first leg back and get that out of the way on your side and get it out of the way on my side. And if you do that, now you have that front leg, so just make sure you're grabbing the right one. That could be a little tricky, but you can do it. I know you can. And then, do you see how messy and buggy this is getting already? I love it. So all these little fingers, if you will, of this UV Life Flex wrap are going to do their job and come off all directions. And then, of course, the rubber legs are going to be bouncing. What more could you ask for? All right, so at this point, let me get in here with my thread. Make sure I'm not catching that. Oh, tried catching that front leg. I told you guys, you got to watch me. Go. Make sure everybody's moving and flowing off of here the right direction. There we go. Yahtzee. All right, now I can carefully get my thread in there and not trap anything that's not supposed to be trapped. At least in theory. There we go. And be patient. This stuff's gnarly. It's got a lot of grab to it with that latex material involved. There we go. Now I can safely trim out UV flex wrap and anything that's not supposed to be there. Now is the time to get rid of it, and then simply get in here and somehow fit in a whip finish. Do you see some of that shredded latex is just going to go where it wants? Well, go ahead, take control, get in there, trim out what you don't want or don't need, like so. And now we can whip finish. And for this, it's up to you, but I'm going to just sneak this in right behind the bead, like so. And then everything's hidden. I'm going to trim out that thread and we will cut these legs. Awesome. So for these legs now, the rear legs, I want them to reach, you know, just past the body there. We're going for exaggerated movement. So that's going to be the look on that rear leg, if you will. And then for the front section of legs, I'm just going to pull it back, line it up with these guys, and trim ever so close, but not quite the same length. So there. And that's what we're looking at for our finished, nasty, buggy stonefly. Big, bushy. It's going to be seen. It's going to get down in a hurry. And that maybe is the more important part, is how quickly this gets down, right? So maybe don't change your fly right away. When you're out fishing, sometimes change the depth at which you're fishing said fly. And don't be surprised when it just starts working, right? It's not always a fly change. Sometimes it's a depth change. Get in a different spot in that water column. All right, so now let us get some head cement in here and get those thread wraps covered. And as you can see, this doesn't have, you know, the, I guess, classic stonefly look that we all have become so used to, right? They're usually pretty slim, pretty fit critters. I can tell you when you tie like what looks like it's exploding from a stonefly, boy does it work, especially when you're in the middle of a hatch. These fish are looking for that meal that's a little bit more vulnerable. So those exact imitations are beautiful. They look great in the fly box. And yes, I am a huge fan. But when it comes to catching, you know, especially the biggest, baddest, gnarly brown trout, it's not always the cutest fly. Sometimes it's this big, bushy abomination. So keep that in mind. Keep having fun on the vise. And if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you all on the water.